play now starting to come out and becoming much more important here because the Valkyrie Solotov has gone directly inside of it and is going to be contending against some of that window pressure, but may not be able to last very long here given the already loss of a wall. It's been played. That second impact as well goes into the wall, but the bullets also sink right into Diaz's head. First kill of the game goes to Solotov, taking him down and giving MnM a round advantage in the round here.
Solotov did lose an impact though. While he gets the kill, I believe that hole in Geisha is opened up, so that's another angle available to the attack, but the defense has held on remarkably. Gomez getting one kill, but down fairly soon after. The trade's working in MnM's way because of that first pick onto the Solotov, and now the second onto Iconic. Kino and Spoit, the only ones left, and what do they have? Well, certainly not top floor control, and with only a minute left in a 2v4, that'll probably be the death knell for him.
Holding strong, not giving up those crucial positions, and more importantly, not being shaken out of them. A bit of a weird one for Solotov there as he misses the entry from Spoit, and he's able to kind of just sneak around him real quick. Those Thorns gonna shake him off for a moment, but again, he's under no pressure right now on the inside of Geisha, so he's able to navigate away from those without too much of an issue. For Kino and Spoit, though, still looking to try and close this one down, but Kino now going to get cut off by Tyrant, still sitting upstairs. Eno come through on Nell. They'll confirm that he's indeed inside of the site. Spoit knows that his position is not really secure here. Needs to hunt for kills, but in the process, he'll end up hunting down one of those goo mines as well. Pretty much has killed most of the time he had remaining, having to go back into the corner and take that Thorn out of his leg. So you can see this MnM do not want to contend against him. They just sit back, waste up the time. Spoit knows he won't be able to get it done, so just stat pads a little bit here. And the round will close out convincingly in the favor of MnM.
Now have a very, very viable pathway into the site, and the man advantage if it works.
It goes through, but it's going to go way past Nave's position, so no impact being made there. Tyrant is the one to actually get the kill. Nitro a little bit elsewhere. Nave still under pressure, but also still in the position here. Has not been challenged outside of it. Great angle to knock out Gomez, and he peeks directly to the inside of it. They lost one of their own, but now Nave here on the inside of Dragon, but he's wasting so much time on top of the kill he's already scored for the team that even if he goes down right now, it's not a bad thing in any sense of the word. Fires just a little bit too early there, so the recoil goes wild. Iconic picks up a second one. That may reignite the potential for the team, even given the loss of Kino. We have to see with time getting low. Diaz is caught on the cross here. Iconic recrosses that as he needs to pick up case control. That was left sitting on the outside of Shrine. And now Iconic, unfortunately, been brought down to just a sliver of HP. He'll be put into a very similar position that Spoit was here, where it's just not winnable at the end of the day. MnM excel yet again to take control of a second round here. The inherent advantage they've built up, as long as they don't overplay their hand across the map here, they'd still be in a pretty strong position. About a minute from now when we will see M80 forced into the execute, and even better now, Solotov, just the walkout against Diaz to take him down. Iconic finally gets the team onto the board and dealing with Nave, would have been playing in barbecue a few seconds prior, but already made a moot point when you consider the trade that's coming, not only from Muses, but Nello now as well to end the round. MnM shutting down every single take attempt so far from M80 and give them already a very strong 3-0 lead. Amount of damage onto Iconic, making him think twice about that again. Done as well from Solotov as he denies the opening of that final Candela just by shooting it out entirely. Kino will be able to finally pierce the veil and drum, but is immediately shut down to the slow follow-up. Nafe is allowed to rotate up the stairs because of that one. Gomez, though, finds another pickup. Able to trade out onto Tyrant and still keep his team's hope alive, but now Iconic has gone into a down state, so it is truly just Gomez against the world here in a 1v3. Time is minimal as well, 15 seconds to play it out, and he's got the wrong read, at least initially on the corner, but adjusts very nicely to still pick up Gomez. After that, though, it's the shutdown from MnM as they still keep the perfect scoreline going at 4-0 against M80. So many drones in the early round that it's at least led to them finally getting the opening pick, and it's going to be a quick follow-through because of the fact they have the buck as well. Look at this, Gomez sees blood in the water, and he's going to snap at it. Nicely done to find kills 2, 3, and suddenly 4 for the members of M80. A plant will almost certainly come along with that. That's the M80 we've been missing now, and finally might be getting for the rest of this map. Plant's on the ground. That should be it there. I doubt we'll see a clutch from Nafe, as he's got absolutely no clean way to get himself back in the site. And there we go, a flawless round from M80 out of absolutely nowhere to finally put them on the board. On some of the hesitance here from M80. M80, though, in the meanwhile, did move in, took Geisha control. Kino's just brute forcing it, walking himself all the way into the inside of Karaoke. Will try to go for the pseudo-safe plant position here, surrounded by a couch and one table. He's got a few teammates watching him as well. That'll work out as Diaz holds the line, even against Solotov pushing through the smoke as well. Finally uses, gets the cutoff against him. That'll leave us even, down to a 3v3. Somewhat of a 2v3 when you consider the Kino obviously is not going to be the most active participant in any of these gunfights, and now he won't be a participant at all, taken out by the M590 of Nafe. Time is still ticking down, and now we've seen a little bit of a stoppage from MnM here. Gomez with not enough confidence to swing up the stairs, but when he finally reignites it, it's perfectly timed to quickly take down Tyrant and wrap back outside as well here. Iconic starting to get a lot of pressure thrown out against him as he is on the repelled angle, but now MnM running out of time. They need to get themselves onto the counter defuse, and no, the M590 pump will take down the one, but you still have the second player on repel, and Iconic with the fadeaway shot to shut it all down as M80 do indeed find that second round at the end of the half.
Goal of Geisha, Shrine, or Terrace, if they keep this advantage, they still have a chance.
Nello forced away yet again as the second Toxic Babe has just come out from Keto. He can stack those together to delay it all the way down to 10 seconds and remove Nello from basically being able to push himself into T-Room. Keep in mind, he needs to support Nath, who currently has the case in hand as well. This is just not the winning setup at the moment here for the players on MnM. They have tried to waste out the time far too much, and as a result of that, they're going to fall to the same problem that we saw M80 fall at issue 2. Tyrant is all that remains now, and he's out of time as M80 claim the first round of their defense and bring it back to only a one-round difference between them and MnM now. A few other members of MnM trying to work their way back in through that armory window. Take some direct sight control from these defenders. And now it's Solitov with the kind of sudden hit as well. Nicely played as he drops off the roof, chucks in the Candela, and is able to negotiate a first kill with that. But Kino has now traded it out. However, quickly collapsing upon the rest of the setup over here by Drum. We're seeing multiple kills flood back out. Solitov has been able to push that control forward alongside quite a few kills from his teammates, but now Spoit with the equalizer to take down Uses. They're not getting away with this one just yet. We may be seeing that early presence from MnM work its magic, but now Diaz still left alive here finally. Comes into the clutch as he always does. Leaves it all onto Solitov as he gets out that last Candela. Solitov finds his third kill of the round to knock out Spoit. Now it's him against Diaz here. 40 seconds, no case control currently at least for Solitov. Should be able to get it back, though, as it sits right around the corner from him. Just needs to reconcile with the swing, and he'll not only swing, he'll kill as well to pick up the fourth one of the round, and one that'll win it for MnM, and more importantly, keep them in the lead over M80 room site.
And a lot of the burn for the magnets is now gone as well. All they really have to deal with any of those magnets and projectile denial were the flashes, but those are now gone, so it's the secondary EMPs. But Gomez is going wild. The MP5 on the Wamai doing more work than the utility. Users will try to bring it back. One lines up, the second does as well, but he's cut down soon after.
Not much luck taking it beyond that, unfortunately, as M80 to Nello and the rest of the team, they have canceled that. So I think they're kind of getting their like pseudo pause in right now, just in this repel point. It's roiling from the barbecue stairs, but they don't really have a choice. They need to speed this up in some ways. They're going to try to make it work anyway now. Plant should be going down from Nello. Uses trying to play past this point, but is losing almost all of his HP due to the Toxic Babe. Nearly caught as well as he tries to get down to the corner, and indeed he will, but the plant is also secured. Oh yeah, this is the unfortunate outcome of it, though, as that second player also got taken down. And with that, it's an easy task to quickly knock out the only remaining one in the Monty here. Retake is assured for M80. They take it back for themselves, and now they've tied the game up at 5-5. 1 minute still to go here. MnM, once again, not enough confidence to just throw themselves at it, trying to stack up the flashes. Now here we go, finally in through Arsenal, and they sneak past Solitov here as well, or rather the players inside of the site. Immediately though, M80 shut it all down, 5 in a row in just a matter of a few seconds. Another flawless one from M80, and it'll set them up for map point. Ward's gonna get very close to the site with this one. Diaz has relocated, so no longer gonna be hiding out in that corner, but he still goes for the direct insertion to the site, finds it. Red ping to play off of here too, but he's been prompted over still. Marks the kill, as now Nave also gets a second one to prompt the rest of this put forward. A third also found here by Nello. Finally, MnM get a solid execute going for themselves, but Diaz still on the play. He brings himself back into the fold, and so will Gomez in just a moment. Going with no real workable angle, and he's been hard countered here, but still wins an important fight. Now needs to wrap the corner. He's missed his opportunity though. Both the members of MnM already got themselves outside for the post-plant positioning, and Gomez is gonna try to chase that down on an outright run out. He'll find it too, and another kill on top of that one. Beautifully played by Gomez for the triple. Nello has to hop through the electric wall here to try to hold post-plant positioning over the top of the case, but of course, M80 will now be trying to bait him out from that. Nello has read this rotation up through the staircase here. Another counter defuse attempt has come through, but Nello holds strong on top of that one, drops into it, stops the counter defuse, and now just has to dash away to give the round over to MnM and trigger overtime instead. To reconcile it past that point to push themselves into the small office and take the site. Instead, they're going to reposition Nave entirely on the outside of the Samurai Armor room. Try and swing themselves in through there instead, but oh, nicely played by Nate. Thought he was a dead man for sure, but never mind. Subverts the expectations yet again to get another kill, but what's more, it's a confidence issue. Doesn't want to take the next fight here. Uses has to come in instead, but he's there. MnM are properly set up to support each other this time. Gomez left alone. No way to really stop this plant unless, no, he does have a floorboard to shoot through here, but it's too late. He's missed the plant counter opportunity and uses, follows him out downstairs to shut it down. MnM take an unexpected first round in overtime here. And now it's their map point. You have some additional angles to work from this, but where's the peak going to come from? You just had that player blind out entirely. No one goes for it. Diaz finally is the one that strikes first here against Uses to take him down. Nello holds for 2 out of 3 of the players pushing in through check-in though. Iconic is the one that finally trades him back out, and Solotov more than ready for the challenge coming on the other side, but he could get caught in a timing play if he's not careful here. Nave also still holding back the contention from the inside of Dragon, but it's Diaz making the big difference yet again as he carves forward. Iconic helping him out, of course. Nave now left off on an island, and Iconic will take him out as M80 take us to the 15th and final round of this first map.
So slow.
Oh, there we go. It's Iconic, excuse me.
Not how round 15 should look. I mean, Iconic now has an angle on the player down below. The angles don't go his way. Finally, the nade does. Iconic was already low, but it might be slow. But you ever hear the story of the tortoise and the hare? The tortoise is often what wins. And John, it might be round 15 if MnM can get it.
Big dump coming in on the flashes, but Kino is able to get the shot out before that one, as I believe it does end up getting eaten up, or better yet, he's able to shoot it back out. Now Diaz holding back the tide from the main stairs as well. He's been prompted for it. It's been telegraphed now. That's the big issue here. Even with the kill coming forward from Nate, that may not be enough, as M80 still holds a strong positioning on the actual site, but Nave once again trying to save the day. Nello getting into this action as well. They've turned the tide yet again. Everything falls to Spoit. Down in the 1v2 here. Come out massively inside of the second half, but gonna have to clutch it outright in order to give his team this map. They're both focused on him. No matter. Spoit gets both the kills, and M80 take the map. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, right after this to get you ready for map number 2 of this already riveting series.
Moto. They have the advantage, thankfully, so if they just consolidate around one position, be it inside of Church or inside of Arsenal, they should be able to win this one.
Solotov ready to move forward here, and now in position as well to pop off these fuse charges into the depths of Church that will cause a bit of respect on the Church wall, but Moto can still be played out here by Kino. That's exactly what he's going to be doing, but locks himself right into a flash. 2 members down, but immediately 2 members respond as well from the side of MnM. Where is the plant, though, as we are out of time. 3 seconds left to go. Diaz still holding positioning upstairs, and that's it. No one goes for case control, apparently, or the case is just lost in the sauce somewhere downstairs.
Oh,
so the round is one on the timer.
Utility isn't landing. They still have 1 nade left, but it's all getting caught by these magnets, and Solotov is the first to go down. Utility dump back and forth, but it's M80 who get the kill.
M80 continuing to hold the line here. MnM just not with enough positioning to play this one out, and still looking like they're trying to force the issue on construction. They don't really have, oh, never mind, here we go, Tyrant. I was about to say, they don't really have the time to wrap over towards Garage, but it really only was just Tyrant from the looks of things. Nafe and his only other remaining teammate now, or one of his only other remaining teammates, work their way in through the window, and are actually able to brute force their way through, mainly because of the prowess of Uses here. A triple kill already on the round from him, as he's taken down Spoit. Iconic is all that remains, and immediately he's countered out as well. MnM respond to that first round loss with a bit of a statement of their own, forcing the issue in through just the windows and choke point doorways here to take CCTV control. Have to keep a player on constant flank watch if they want to pressure it this way. Could be the winning position from M80 needed to try and close out this round and cause enough hesitance on the actual clear from MnM. 35 seconds left to go, but a sudden walkout from Iconic going into a Nello that was still hopping over the railing right there. Gives the kill over towards him, and now limits the defensive potential for M80 to a pretty serious degree here. Nello's taking out the 4th player. All that remains is Kino inside of the bathroom bunker here. He's going to try to tuck himself into the shower itself, but he can only survive for so long. Downs out 1 more player, but is still knocked away a moment after that one, giving the round over to MnM in the lead with that now at 2-1.
Solotov has worked his way in Moto, though, and Nello also in blue. So much pressure can be applied to M80. Now the Yuzus is joining the fray. He's made his way on in. He's got Case now just behind the bomb chassis, and M80 are outside of the site. Spoit going for the retake. Ooh, his opportunity just pulls back, but he sees him through the shelf. Tyrant goes on the drone. The flank not expected whatsoever, but MnM might still plant this bomb.
Certainly looks like they go off without any interruption. Nello now backs up. Give the respect over to the post plant here. Just gonna let the players from M80 breathe back in a little bit. Retake some of that positioning which they have lost in the actual site itself. That does kind of leave Uses off on an island, but all for good reason too, because it was to set up Nello up on top. Problem is though, Took a little bit too long. Now he's been left alone in this position here. Spike goes for the counter defuse. He could have realistically had it too had he stuck it right there, but now he's given Nello another opportunity to re-peek at a moment from now. Nello doesn't have the angle. He's gonna go for the direct peek, and Diaz is there for the hard counter. So it's M80 to take another basement defense for themselves. So far, the only one they've been able to close out, but that's good enough here for the time being as it ties us up yet again at 2-2.
With only 30 seconds left, are still standing in their positions, and M80 are not just looking to stand idly by, they're looking to get aggressive.
Spoit. I don't want to get too aggressive, however, as he knows there's at least one member hiding out in stock, but he may need to strike sooner rather than later. Nafe has been able to find a successful pickup from the construction side. Nello floods in as well, but Keenan will begin the process of countering this one back out. He swings back over in that direction of construction and finds at least one player that overextends toward the top red stairs here. Kino finally runs out of luck here as he'll be taken down, but Iconic as well with the Nitro from below. Knocks out one of these players. Plant still going down onto the ground. If Iconic can find the angle to deny it, might be able to end the round here, but no longer the case. It has been planted, and Iconic has been found out, so it's MnM once again to barely piece this one together as the offsites continue to favor them. 3-2 now as we go to the final round of the half. Just inside of Logi, so I would imagine someone can rotate over to get him back up. But
oh my.
We'll find out soon for sure, as Diaz as well as Solotov have a very awkward duel between them lurking in the future. I don't think either one of them necessarily knows it's coming as well. Diaz spots it, but it's going to be Solotov regardless that wins it. Tyrant finishes off Kino upstairs as well with the nade, and keep in mind, Spoit never got brought back. So it's all execution coming forward now from MnM as they get themselves a flawless end of the half. At a 4-2 overall scoreline. Defenders do not have impacts themselves to counter that one. Spoit's patience works out for him too. He was waiting for that peek from Solotov. Finally did get it.
On the front side to disorient everyone inside of the site. So M80 are looking to form a pinch, and they might be moving their fingers right now.
And Nella's working their way in, the execute coming forward as well. It's clean so far from M80, but Usus and Nafe hold the line. Now just on to Nafe, however, as Usus gets traded back out on the inside of Church. And Nafe cannot sustain outside of the site in the depths of Blue Generator. A clean take from M80s. It takes them a moment to wind it up, but once they're ready, they don't hold anything back, and it's a very quick take ultimately for them to take quick control of their first round.
What they do will be a lot harder.
Push from Spoit, but he's given himself away a bit early here. And now the advantage goes to the defenders. He'll have to be very careful about how he swings around the corner. Kino with a big assist, though, in the incendiary bolt to take that player down instead. But MnM responding with enough defensive setup here. Iconic maybe to breach past the veil, but never mind. Usus again holds the line alongside Tyrant on the inside of Church here. Maybe not just yet, though. Tyrant left alone all of a sudden, tries to capture Diaz, but instead gets a face full of flash. Has to try and back away into the depths of Moto to get himself away from that one. And even though it's a trade, there's still one more member of M80 up and running, so as a result of that one, they win the round. They are down a player here, so we need to see someone subvert that expectation, bring out the entry power that's needed to get this team onto the site, and it may very well be Gomez that accomplishes it. Spoit taking a lot of heat, but he finds the kill inside of Logi. Diaz also strikes true as well. Two more players go down. Usus being the most recent to fall as Gomez also contributes to this one. Nafe is all that remains. M80, it takes him a moment to build up the intel bank to make that play. When they are finally ready to go for it, it succeeds. This may stop the plant, but never mind. The wall blocks it. You're going to see a successful plant go down onto the ground, and Nafe tries to swing himself up through main stairs, but is heavily countered, so it's M80 to run the gauntlet here now, pushing themselves not only into a tied position, but taking the lead outright away from MnM. Playing as cerebral as he always does. The incendiary is going up, but they're now getting gobbled up.
Oh no!
By the magnets. Not what you want to see happen. Tyrant, though, still ends up getting affected by it, because remember, those bolts are still going to end up going off. The magnet just pulls them to a different position. It doesn't stop them entirely. So that will be a little bit of a double-edged sword that ends up playing against our garage player at the end of the day. M80 once again in prime position now. 3v5 already in their favor. Just needs to figure out the positions of those last few players to get the confidence to move forward, which they pretty much have already done. Going to be using one of the can openers to pop up one of the garage panels. Nello fails to chase down any damage from those crosses that are being played out over inside of garage, and now his position has been revealed. The plant goes forward. Like I said, Usus does have a nitro to use in this situation, but never mind. We're not even going to see it come out. He's been forced out of the plant scenario anyway. Usus is actually coming in from the backside. He'll be the last to die as M80 lock in map and match point for themselves here on Clubhouse. Yet another European team and the survival of one more from North America, as M80 will guarantee their slot in a the matchup tomorrow, and here we go. M80 just bursting forth into the site. Already one entry to start themselves off. The rest of the team contained mainly on the inside of Church and on retake angles. But look at this, Nello has been allowed to waltz right back inside on the flank, shut down the plant angles entirely. It looked like M80 was going to take control, but MnM snaps the jaws shut on the flank. Diaz is all that remains here. He'll get the better of Nello after this one, but it's more than likely, once we see some huge play from Diaz, going to fall into the hands of MnM, and indeed it will. 6-5 goes the score, and we go to round 12 to settle it all.
It, but they've dodged it. M80 survive a big C4.
Gomez, once again, picking up that opening kill for himself, but Ubisoft able to respond. MnM hold the line, and more importantly, hold the player advantage as we come down to the final minute. Diaz as well can't cut the angle as harshly as he needed to, and now Nello springs into action inside of the bathroom setup. Ubisoft to pick up one more second personal on the round, and that should be pretty much it here. There's going to be a hugely telegraphed push from Gomez so they can double down the positioning on the stairs, but won't even need to do it. Second map in overtime here now as MnM looks to bring themselves back from the brink and trigger Oregon. MnM know that they are up against the walls. They are not giving the players on M80 anything, and that's going to be a problem for M80 here. Like I said before, they have struggled to reconcile with a few of these peaks, but moving forward, Nello at least is going to take a huge amount of damage. Uses the first to pick one up, and now Dave crunches it as well. That's a weird one. Gomez at least is able to knock out Nello, but the damage once again already done. Kino left alone in a 1v3 here. No HP to play off of either. Time is running out. This round is almost certainly going into the hands of MnM as they'll be the first hit map point inside of OT. 7-6 is the scoreline. One more from MnM triggers map 3. Taking a single sliver of damage. If MnM are going to make this work, it has to be one swift motion. And if a single player from M80 is able to get in the works of this one, it could be over. And we'll be going to that 15th round. But Uses forces the issue down the main hallway, gets two for himself before being down. The response is coming in mainly from Spoit here in strong contention. Kino helping out as well. They'll deny the entry, and M80 tie it up, sending us to round 15 yet again. Construction angles, but Kino already with garage control. Not really going to need that construction angle necessarily, especially with a limited time here. Ooh, a bit of a risky cross for Kino. Thankfully, he's a little bit late on that shot. Does take up the positioning to allow for his third man to get in position. Make a little bit of a bigger hole here instead. They can also save that one. Oh, Kino, a little bit of an awkward shuffle for him as he's caught by Solotov. Diaz might have to hop over the barrier, but it looks like he's got a safe little corner to play into. But Solotov still allowed to just go off here. 3 kills for him. Nate finds another one. Time is up. M80 are not going to be able to get this job done. Diaz left alone. 3 more kills still need to be found, but no time remains. So MnM trigger map number 3, and we will go the full distance. Stick with us, ladies.
Powder position a little bit more difficult, but now M80 have something. They're focusing on Big Tower and E-Box.
Pressure starting to work its way in from M80, but all to the slaughter, it seems, of Tyrant and Solotov. Tyrant gets exchanged, but Solotov still in the fray. Nitro out as well, but actually not going to find the impact it would have liked to have gotten there. Diaz now finds an equalizer against Solotov. Bring it back down onto an even-keeled 3-on-3. Kino and the rest of M80 trying to stack up, work their way forward towards it. A little bit worried about a potential flank from the back end, it looked like there, at least for a split second, but certainly not the case. MnM have all 3 players stacked up on this site. Nate baited for a moment, but it's long enough. It's given enough time to repump the shotgun, but still cannot get a new shot out. It's Uses now that has to step up to the plate and pick up not just 1, but 2 more pickups here, leaving it all on Spoit. A big clutch from earlier, but not going to be seen in the first round of this map as it goes to MnM instead on the first round.
Was able to recover and evade the rest of the bullets, and only finds himself on reduced HP, yet alive. Typically in A team's favor, this big window take, and they'll just send it on in. A Runegate detonated, but Gomez loses half his HP, then loses the rest to Nello. Now Spoit down on white stairs. Iconic, the only one with any form of success so far in this round, and that will continue to be the case as he's worked his way on in, but very quickly shut down and unceremoniously dispatched.
Loses himself as he gets himself a little bit too deep into the site right there. Kino trying to fight for his life as well here. The Nitro even going right into his face. Nearly took him down just on the head damage there, but not going to end up happening. Uses ends up knocking him out beforehand. Spoit already knocked out here as well. He's actually going to be able to back away. I do know Diaz. Oh, this is okay. Nicely done. Diaz baits in his now dead teammate a little bit, but at least it gets him a 1-for-1 exchange. And the playing back by Trophy. Diaz with the case, though. He needs to try and bait Nello out into the open as there's no real reason for Nello to play this aggressively here. Diaz, oh, thought there was a big a rotation there. Certainly not the case, and keeping his wits about them too. Good game sense here from Nello as he's still watching out for Valkyrie cameras around him to make sure that Nello's teammates are not giving a free info drip of info itself. Diaz now ready to move forward, but against the shotgun, he's got to be careful how closely he tries to challenge him here. Tries to bait it in, but never mind. Falls to Nello instead as MnM take round 2. Although those top-down positions are brutal, especially coming in from the kid's side if they want to try to carve this over towards the kitchen, which may be the play here. Flash goes in and immediately Kino takes command, but no, the headshot does not connect. Iconic as well accidentally knocks the head off of one of his own teammates on top of knocking out Tyrant. So they'll be down 1 in the midst of this execute here, but still some control being given over to them. Iconic has been able to move through Yellow Hall and take that for himself, and he's got a free angle leading into the actual site. Another kill will be found, making up for that team death a few moments prior, but now Salatov puts him down as well. Diaz and Spoit, they still have an opportunity to plan on the inside of that one too, but there's still plenty of resistance there from MnM. So I think he's hoping for a little bit of assistance to come from Diaz on the front side of the building, but for Diaz, it'll be a very risky push as well. He does not have the best intel to build into this one, but Diaz, the direct peek, and unfortunately, direct death for him. Spoit immediately follows it. MnM complete the full triangle now as they go up 3-0. Over M80.
Don't have a lot of time, and Nello is in a great position to stop them, but the Monty's in the way. The C4 in turn doesn't find anything, but Nello finds one.
Nicely done, finishes off the damage on Iconic that had already been done from the Nitro there. Nello doesn't, tries to push himself a little bit too far up the stairs, and that gives Gomez the spray he needs to carve out another kill for the team here. Nape will, of course, try to blockade the push for the Monty, but Kino isn't stopping for anything. He's got full gas right now as he's trying to take full site control, even backing away from this one further down the hallway too. Uses that will be able to take out his support in the form of Gomez, which creates a very awkward situation for Kino. One he'll still try to fight outside of. The shotgun actually loses its prowess in the fight against the drop shield here, so Kino shuts out 2 kills at the end of the round. Lamonti, M80 finally pick up a round here on the second descent into the basement.
His way into a bit of an aggressive spot. Kino or Spoit, one of them, might need to take an engagement with a player with a shotgun.
He picks up the next big kill here against Iconic, and with that one going down, it's brought to a 4v3. Kino, Diaz, and Spoit need to pick up the pieces here and still put together a second round for M80, but it's becoming harder and harder with every single kill that goes against them. Spoit, the most recent to be dropped, some good damage coming out against at least 2 of the members of MnM, but no follow-through here as Tyrant slaps Kino in the face when he tries to take window control, and Diaz, well, it just doesn't have a way into the site, unfortunately. Now, so blocked out on 2 different angles here, as there's now a second Goyo canister that's exploded after the first one, so we still got at least another like 5 or 10 seconds before he can even push through this doorway without losing 3/4 of his HP. Means this round is pretty much done and dusted. A 4th is pretty much guaranteed now for MnM. Doubly so now that he tries to dash right through it. There we go. E1D, or EDDs rather, sitting on the doorway as well. Missed that factor. That's going to finish him off here and finish off the round for MnM. Here on the corner anymore as they're suddenly down a player. Not even to mention the Kino, of course, on the Monty. Kino is going to try to force his way forward a little bit here. He wants to bait out the Toxic Babes and will succeed in doing so. Salatov has found another pickup as well. So M80 quickly losing all of their manpower. This push may never even happen with the way they're being taken down by this incredibly aggressively leaned MnM right now. Kino, he's got the confidence from that last round. He just outright takes a duel against Dave, not even prompted for it as well, and wins it. You're going crazy on this Monty right now, my man, but it's unfortunately going to be all to a moot point ultimately as far as this round is concerned. Diaz now left alone in a 1v4, no real position to play off of, is trying to make the elbow push work, but doesn't even have case control anymore, so he does have to double back on the fallen Monty shield to be able to pick that one back up as he pushes forward. There we go, finally the down comes in, a 3rd kill on the round from Salatov, and MnM lock in a 5-1 scoreline on the half with that completion.
It'll be about 20 seconds before they can do so, but it's all spread out from MnM at the moment. They'll have to decide which way they want to go. As Nello pushes up Freezer, it seems like front side is the way to go.
He's going to try to force Nello into the corner here. There's no beating the Monty in the corner, unfortunately, so he's going to back away from that one somewhat awkwardly, just look for another fight that he can take for himself, and nearly finds it against that very same Monty. But it's Spoit to step up to the plate next here. Everyone on M80 shutting it down now. Tyrant and Nello are all that remain. Okay, hold on here. A double from Nello. Gomez at least stops the run from Tyrant, who got away with one himself. And this is probably the most awkward 1v1 ever. It's the most winnable 1v1, I would say, assumed to say at least, for Gomez as well. There is, he just has to simply outrun the Monty, which is not that hard to do at all, and he wins the round. Oh, okay, cool. No, we get the backup feed. The backup feed stayed alive this time. Sweet. All right, we're back in. correct ourselves here. The plant now going down for Nello and the rest of MnM. They're going to be able to work themselves back into it here. Diaz with 2 quick pickups as well. Kills most of the opportunity for MnM to make this take work. Uses and Tyrant right and get trapped in the open. Time is pretty much out here for Tyrant and Uses, considering there is no damage done to either one of the or any one of the 5 remaining players on M80. It's kind of the expected outcome there for M80 to take that control and bring themselves within 2 rounds reach of the scoreline from MnM. We have simply few extended aspects in M80 setup that have yet to really even be triggered as well. So a few of those issues that'll need to be handled, such as this one. Oh my goodness, Spoit being hit by the aim punch from the explosion, still was able to control the spray and knock out Nafe as well. Beautifully done. A second kill now claimed just by him on this round. And MnM are stunned at the moment, trying to hunt him out. But look at this, Spoit's got the read, it seems at least, on to Yuzu sitting above him. Iconic, of course, supported this one. The Nitro up on the top, that should leave room open for Spoit to cross if he really wanted to try and take advantage of that scenario. But in all honesty, with the time this remaining, could just sit himself right below those freezer stairs and wait for the chaos of the execute to unfold. With that said, MnM actually being given a lot of control in the site, but oh no, the hard counter to the plant is found out here. Tyrant will have to try and negotiate positioning on the inside. They're losing more and more of their player count. It eventually falls into the hands of Diaz. M80 come within 1 round's reach. Okay, here we go. We're back again. Okay, it's not over yet. Into a 2v2 as Uses onto a low amount of HP, but he allows the Nitro to go through, and that's going to be the end of it. The Nitro sings loud enough, and it gives them the round to win it out. M80 take the control away from MnM.
The nades are not working. MnM are starting to stall. Something, anything, has got to break if MnM want match point.
Solotov looking for an angle, but just not being given the portal he needs. Nello is the one that strikes first instead, and he more than likely could catch Iconic on the rotate. There we go. The T3 hold comes back to bite him in a massive way. Spoit, though, leaps into action, but can only negotiate for 1 kill. It's Nafe and Nello to immediately exchange those frags back out. Kino tapping away on the angle, not being given anything to play off of realistically here. MnM knows what's sitting around the corner there. They're not going to challenge it too boldly here, although still, the fight ends up going Kino's way. However, 3 more kills still need to be negotiated, and he only has about 15 in the process, so this is more than likely going to be an unwinnable one for Kino. The lead comes within just a finger's reach of the M80 roster, only to lose it on the very next round. Not the way they would have wanted this to pan out, but for M80, like I said before,
trying to use Kino's strength with that shotgun, it will delay a lot of time.
Offered confrontation here. No, Dave, you don't have that same power that we've been seeing out of players like Kino before. And oh, Kino, nicely done here as we're going to see his Toxic Babe get shot out literally as it leaves his hands. Still tries to continue the fight, and he's going to be able to. Unfortunately, he loses the grasp on things just a moment later. Keeps himself alive, though. That's the more important part of it, as it's now brought down to a 4v3. And oh, Iconic ends up being the one to accidentally take out Kino. That's a second team kill inside of
Tyrant has got to watch Attic and Meeting, and all he's got is 1 singular gun.
Hello, go for the plant. And an advanced move from Spoit here, but he's caught out by Tyrant. Good overwatch so far. And now Iconic moves in, though, denies the planter, but not the plant itself. That will make it onto the ground. Now this angle turns against the favor of M80, and Tyrant can take huge advantage upon it. He's expecting a very premature rotate up the stairs, though, so he's not paying close enough attention. Oh, but nicely done. Spies his way through the tracers there to be able to take out Diaz. Now bringing it down to the 1v1. Iconic sticking it, but hopping off at the perfect time here. But it's a great bait from Tyrant. He's not overextending himself into this fight. Hard pings going on to Iconic the entire time as well. Tyrant has full intel bleed from his teammate. Should be able to win this, but Iconic sneaks in the damage. He's got to stick it now. He can get off it maybe 1 more time, but the drop is in, and so is the kill as MnM close out the series and survive to fight another day. Unfortunate for M80 as they will be eliminated, but massive congratulations to